Hey, happy Success Saturday. I'm headed to the office. Hey, my buddy Tom is wanting some door knocking tips for our Facebook leads. And so I wanted to, and who am I to deny Tom or any other agent? We had an incredible event last night. I'm headed back up to the office, but I wanted to give you some tips, some thoughts of door knocking, some things that I always did when I was door knocking. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't. The cool thing is, at least it'll be a little refresher course and remind you that door knocking still works. Believe it or not, in 2017, door knocking is still a valuable part of getting in front of your leads. And so when I door knock, the first thing I do is, and my thought process is, when I'm door knocking, I want to have everything ready to jump out of the car as soon as I can. Well, why do I do that? Well, I do not want to give them time to, by me sitting in the car, I don't want to alert them too far ahead of time to shut the blinds, lock the door, hide the kids, hide their wife, turn off the TV, whatever. Spank the grandkids. I don't want to give them time to allow them to create an objection or just to make it harder for me to realize that they're there or that they're present. So by getting out of the car quickly and making a beeline for the door, it's not that I don't want to throw them. I kind of want to throw them off guard, but I don't want to. I don't want to give them too much of a heads up or a head start as far as what's actually going on. I just want to get to the door and deliver my message before they get preconceived notions as far as what's actually going to happen. I don't want them to think, oh, this is, especially when I don't ride a bike, but when a young dude like me, is in a dress shirt or some slacks and holding a clipboard or a binder, or whatever, dressed up a little bit, they think I'm a, Jehovah's Witness. Well, I don't want them to come think I'm coming to witness to them. I'm simply coming because they request information. So I jump out of the car quick. Another thing is, a lot of times if a vehicle pulls up, if you've got a dog or something, the dog is alerting you that a car is there. Especially, I know my dog. And so if you think through it, if we put ourselves in the mind of the prospect, they want to know, they want to look outside and see who's there. So when they go to look outside, if they do, and again, I want to assume that as soon as I pull up and I'm getting out the car, that they're looking out the window or the door or the peephole or whatever. So I'm going to literally start waving as if they are looking at me. I do the same thing when I'm going up to the door. I start waving the whole time I'm getting out of the car, going up to the door. And this is something I've heard other people use this too. I don't know if I picked this up from somewhere or I just did enough door knocking that I just realized that something needed to be done. I don't know. Obviously, when you're doing things, you start to pick stuff up and start to learn what you should be doing. But I am waving as if they can see me. Well, why would I do that? Well, psychologically, I want them to think, oh crap, he saw me. If they were planning on just looking through and dodging me, oh crap, he saw me. Now I have to answer the door. He knows I'm here. I've been caught red-handed. And then they feel more obligated to actually come to the door. The whole thing with door knocking is we need them to come to the door, and then we need to get in the door. There's no setting future appointment. We'll get into that in just a second. There's no setting future appointments. There's no anything. The goal is to get them to come to the door and then to actually get in the door, which is the primary reason why you door knock. And so that's the first thing. So I get to the door, I've been waving, I get them to come to the door. If they, and let's just assume that they're going to be at the door. If they're at the door, hey, how's it going? I'm getting excited. I've got a smile on my face. I'm looking enthusiastic. I don't want to seem like, the traditional boring salesman or, the security salesman or whatever. And I do this when I'm door knocking leads, when I'm door knocking senior housing. Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing this afternoon? My name is Cody. The reason I'm here is you responded to our Facebook post about the burial life insurance programs and qualifying for that. You mentioned your favorite hobby was fishing. I'm assuming that helps you remember that. Well, why I'm here is to drop off the information that you did request. So can I come in for a quick second? That is it. I mean, I don't want to give them time to think of an excuse, to think of what's going on, to think of anything. I simply want to keep it brief, short. I want to smile, and I want to deliver my pitch, because what it is, it's a pitch. I want to deliver my pitch as quickly as I can. So that's my thought through a pitch. And so I want to keep my pitch as brief and short and concise as possible. So again, hey, my name's Cody. How are you? The reason I'm here is you responded to the Facebook post about qualifying for the burial life insurance programs. You provided your information. You mentioned your favorite, just as an extra memory jogger, you mentioned your favorite hobby as sewing. I think that's awesome. My mom loves to sew too, or whatever. And so why I'm here is to drop off the information. Do you have a quick second, or can I come in for a quick second? Again, going into, I like to smile and bring their guard down that, hey, this is a nice dude. He's enthusiastic. He's energetic. He's cool. And I want to bring their guard down initially that, hey, this dude has a personality. He's normal. He's not your just traditional salesman. He's a cool guy, whatever. That's the first step. Then the second step, is I want to move into a brief, concise pitch where I'm reminding them of what actually happened. And one thing that agents mess up in step 2 is if they say, well, I don't really remember that. Well, you talked about the burial life insurance programs. You know, you actually filled out a form through Facebook. You actually gave your favorite hobby as sewing. You had to list some of your information. You had to list your favorite hobby. I want to make sure they understand and remember, and I remind them before I move into coming in. Because if they don't remember, and most of them do, if you do a good job on the front end reminding them and explaining how they responded, then they will remember. Because if you move into the ask, and I love, I have 3 steps for everything. If you move into the ask, step 3 of actually asking to come in, the actual close and getting in the door, or, hey, what I'd like to do is drop off some information. Can I come in for a quick second? There's a few things you could do. You could actually start. I'll go ahead and wipe off my feet, or start to move toward as if they're going to let you in. You've got to take a few small. Agents would think of them as aggressive, but steps to actually getting in the door. So the step 3 is the ask. Keep it simple. Hey, I need to drop off the information. That's why I'm here. Can I come in for a quick second? Put a smile on. They say, well, I'm really busy. It'll only, again, overcoming objections. Perfect. I understand. I'm really busy too. I don't have a lot of time. I've got to be to another appointment pretty quickly, but I've got a quick second. So if I promise it won't be more than a couple minutes. I just need to go over this with you real quick. Okay. Sound good? So again, the whole thing from the car and waving and the initial enthusiasm. Hey, how are you today? That type of stuff. That's step 1. That's to bring their guard down. Step 2 is the short, concise, smiling, enthusiastic pitch, reminding them of what they actually responded to, making sure that they remember before you proceed. Step 3 is the actual close, actually asking to get in the home. And then if they give you an objection, let's have a concise response and rebuttal to their objection that goes into asking again at the end. Our 3 A's to objection that we use all the time, the agreement stage, answer stage, and ask stage. The same thing can be used for closing. Hey, can I come in for a quick second? No, actually, we've got to leave here in about 30 minutes. We're headed to the doctor's office or the senior center or whatever. Okay, great. I completely understand, and I've actually got another appointment in 30 minutes as well. I completely understand. That's agree. Answer, hey, that's awesome. I've actually got to be really brief. I've got to be an appointment in 30 minutes. So it'll just take a couple minutes. So that way I can go ahead and come in and we'll make it brief. Sound good? And so the key is, of the whole 3 steps of door knocking and some of my door knocking tips, is to get in the door. If you can't get in the door, you can at least try to set an appointment to come back. But I'm telling you, with door knocking, the goal is to get them to come to the door and to actually get in the door. Now, if they're not there, you could leave a little bit of information if you wanted. But again, I don't want to just say, hey, I'm the insurance guy, and then them remember me next time and not let me in. So keep it concise. Get your pitch down. Perfect your pitch. It needs to be about 10, 15 seconds. It needs to be good. It needs to be quick. Role play it in the mirror. That's my door knocking tips. That's how I get in the home when I'm door knocking. I've made as much as $25K in a month by cold door knocking, not even door knocking leads. So if I can do it, you can do it. This is Cody's door knocking tips for our Facebook leads. Have an awesome weekend. Have a incredible Success Saturday. Go out and do some door knocking today. Make some money. We're going to keep bringing value to you. If you like what you've heard here today, if you feel like you've got something from this, please click the subscribe button, the little red button on either corner of the screen and also below you, so that you can continue to get notified about all of our Facebook and YouTube videos every single time we do it. Thank you guys. Have an awesome Success Saturday, and good luck next week with your door knocking.